Well, hey everyone, thank you so much for following my journey of value in my toy collection. It's been a long road and it's been about 3 years I started this project and I'm on 510 videos. This is the final video of value in my toy collection. I got to that grand total I wanted to get to. You'll see it at the end of this video and you'll see the last few things that I did value that were in the toy house that I'm moving to the toy vault. Now, the Toy Vault of Mississippi should be opening at the end of 2026 or at the very beginning of 2027 as I start setting up everything for Mississippi's totally awesome toy museum. Our state's gonna love it, and I hope a lot of people from out of state will come see it too. It's located in Crystal Springs, Mississippi on Main Street. So enjoy this video I've made of the very last few things I have to value, and pretty soon you'll get to come see it all in person. Hey everyone, my name's Chris. I'm a full-time beauty pageant director as my career, but in my spare time, I'm a huge toy collector. I've been collecting toys now for over 40 years. You can officially call me a toyaholic. Thanks so much for checking out my YouTube channel. My channel consists mainly of two things: beauty pageants, which I love, and toys, which I love even more. My dream in life has always been to own a toy museum. So it's finally happened. I've bought a building and now I've got to move this massive collection and value it into the building. We're calling it the Toy Vault because it's an old bank building located in Crystal Springs, Mississippi that actually has two large vaults. So now I'm just going to make a ton of videos and value my toy collection, and then I'm going to make some where I take you shopping with me to thrift stores and flea markets and toy stores to let you see where I find all these goodies. So let's start this episode of Value in My Toy Collection and value some toys. Right, I found a big tote of books in the attic to go through and see what it's worth. Found a Pocahontas book from 1995 worth about $5. A Kim Possible Save the World kit from 2005 worth about $15. This old toy catalog saying how much everything's worth. It's probably worth about $5. Then a Fat Albert book, that's pretty vintage, that's worth about $6 there. And then we have this Casper cassette tape, that's probably worth about $12. Let's see what else we can find up in here. All kinds of little stuff. My dog Daisy's there trying to lay on everything. It's hard to get to. Here's a Teddy Ruxpin book, it's worth about $5. And let's see what else we can pull out in here. This is a Maxine. I think she's from Hallmark. That book's worth about $10. And then we've got these cool candy wrappers. This is a Pocahontas candy wrapper. And then we have a Toy Story candy wrapper. And these are worth about $5 each. It's worth about $10. Got this big thing of doll advertisements and the catalogs are worth about $3 each. So that's about $36 worth of doll advertisements. I saved all of that stuff throughout the years, just put it in a plastic tote. Got a Pictionary game from a cigarette company. I think it was like a free gift, $6. Here's a book about the World Trade Center. It's worth about $5. It's a hard copy. And then we have this. It's a Lion King postcard book. It's full of different postcards from the Lion King. Really cool piece, worth about $12. We've got a New Kids on the Block book, worth about $5. Let's see what else we can pull out. I don't think that has any value. Here's a little Paddington Bear book. It's worth about $6. And then we have this Spice Girls. Is this a book? No, this is a poster. Let me spread it out. Here's a Spice World poster worth about $15. I'm gonna frame that up and put it in the toy museum. That's pretty cool. Got a bunch of these little books. Here's a little Garfield book, probably worth about $5. And a Mr. Greedy and a Mr. Worry book. These are worth about $6 each. I think I got these at the book fair when I was in elementary school. Got a bunch of Smurf books. I think I got all these at the book fair back then. That was the thing to do. You go to the book fair, your parents would give you some money to spend that week. And they were probably just $1 or $2 back then. But they're probably all worth about $5 each. And for the different ones, we have 7 Smurf books. So that's about $35 worth of these little books. I have one that's a duplicate, so I'll probably sell that and give somebody else a Smurf book to put in their collection. And this one is a hardback one. That's a pretty nice one. They're very, very small, thin books, but pretty cool. Let's see, here's a Donald Duck book. I can get to it. That's worth about $5. And then we have a Smurf Gummies candy wrapper. How many people save those? But that's probably worth about $5. Hard to find. People don't save that kind of stuff. They just throw them in the garbage. I saved mine. All right, here's a Heathcliff book. It's worth about $5. Let's see what else we got up in here that's worth anything. Let's see what this is. This is a Pocahontas book. This is a nice one. It's probably worth about $8. And then we have an Alf book. That's pretty old. That's from the 80s. That's worth about $7. Oh, this is really cool. It's a Six Flags postcard book. I bet that's worth about $12. That's really hard to find. Most kids tore theirs out. Here's a Barbie book. It's worth about $10. A lot of people collect Barbie. It's another little doll advertisement worth about $3. And then here's a postcard of Jimmy Carter and his wife worth about $3. And there's my girl Daisy licking my hand. Lord, Daisy. Making everything shake. This is cool. It's a flat Rubik's Cube, like a little puzzle. It's worth about $12. And I found the directions to it as well. Here's a little Flintstones book. It's worth about $5. And then a Scooby-Doo book. It's worth about $5. I think all these little books are worth about $5 each. It's another one, Pebbles, Flintstones. Then a Ziggy book. That's pretty cool. That one's worth about $6. And then Garfield War Cards. That's worth about $10. And then New Kids on the Block, another book. That's worth about $5. And then some Marvin pickup sticks. Those are hard to find. It's worth about $8. And some Odie Old Maid cards, worth about $12. And then this is a dream book from Hallmark that showed all the different ornaments that were available in the year 2000. So it's 26 years old, but it's only worth about $4. But that's a pretty cool piece to have. You can see what came out that year. All right, here's a little notebook from Friends TV show, worth about $8. And a Biscuits school folder. It's worth $10. That's really hard to find. There's my girl. She's asleep now. And then a Maggie Simpson folder from 1989, worth about $10. These are cool. These came from Burger King. These are Alf records. They probably came in your Happy Meal or something. But they're worth at least $5 each. We have 2 of those. So that's about $10 more we can add to our total. And then here's a little Pinky and the Brain book. And this is probably worth about $7. Have this set of Miss Black America trading cards from 1991. That set's worth about $15. Then I have totes and totes and totes of Beanie Babies. So I'm not going to go through every single one because that would be boring and take forever. But I dumped out this first tote and added everything up. And there were 80 with the tags on. I figured there were $3 each. So that's about $240 worth of Beanie Babies. And look at my pretty girl here watching me, shaking my hand, seeing how I'm doing. She just likes to be a part of everything. Such a sweet girl. All right, then I have a second tote. This one is full of Beanie Babies and Pound Puppies, and we've got a good 50 in there that are worth $3 each. So that's about $150 in that tote. If I have too many, I was thinking about making a Christmas tree out of Beanie Babies. I thought that might be cute. And then here's a third tote of Beanie Babies. About 40 good ones in there, worth $120. This pink tote has about 95 in it. That's $285 worth of Beanie Babies. And then this last tote is the huge one. It has 172 Beanie Babies in there. I counted, and they're all new with tags on. So that's worth about $516 if I was just to sell them for $3 each. And some are worth more than that. There's a couple rare ones in there. Then I found this big box of like souvenirs I had from casinos and different places we visited. So some of this is not worth a lot. Like the Universal Studios cup is worth about $5. The little Mississippi cup's worth $1 or $2. The little Louisiana shot glass is worth about $1, but it adds up. The little Hawaii bell is worth about $2. A lot of people collect bells. An Atlantic City mug is worth about $1. There she is again, looking at everything, making sure I'm doing it right. All right, one of my friends brought me that Detroit Rainforest Cafe mug worth $1. This one is from the Riviera Bingo Fever. That doesn't exist anymore, that hotel, so probably worth about $6. Little New Hampshire shaky thing is worth about $1. Here's a bunch of casino coins and stuff. I just need to find a way to turn them back to their original color. Probably worth about $10 for this set. A lot of casino playing cards. Probably worth about $2 a deck. Got a Mississippi little trivet here, worth about $3. And then one from New Orleans, also worth about $3. And then this casino rubber duck, it's probably worth $2 or $3. Got some vintage Las Vegas playing cards in a metal tin, worth $3 or $4. Have a whole collection of cool keychains. I think these are worth about $20, $25 because there's a couple collectible ones in there. Big pair of dice worth a couple dollars. I entered a contest one time for Burt's Beeswax, and I came in second place, and they sent me a bunch of products, probably worth $1. The matches are worth $1 each. A Jazz Land plate worth about $5. An Atlantic City paperweight worth a couple dollars. And this World Trade Center just needs to add some water to it. Probably worth about $5 or $10 because they don't exist anymore. All right, got a lot of cool room keys from different hotels in Vegas. Those are probably worth about $1 each. You got a Treasure Bay little sanitizing wipe worth $1. Some roulette wheels and dice, probably $5 for all that. Got a casino bear from one of the casinos here in Mississippi, probably worth about $6. A couple drink stirs worth, I'd say, $2. A Jazzland snow globe worth about $5 or $6. Just needs to add some more water. And let's see what else. Some Six Flags tickets. I figure those are worth $1. They're cool. A little pin from Vegas that's worth $1. A little voodoo ornament from New Orleans worth $1 or $2. Some Millennium salt and pepper shakers and shot glass from Vegas turned 2000. Probably worth about $10 for the set. Here's a Las Vegas mug worth $1 or $2. Alaska Passage worth $1 or $2. This little tin Las Vegas Bank is probably worth $3 to $5 because it's got some places on there that are torn down now. I used to go to Vegas all the time. Mississippi glass is worth $2 or $3. A little Jazz Land shot glass worth about $5. It doesn't exist anymore. Look at this, a Six Flags brochure from 1994. That's probably worth $3 or $4. An Aquarium of the Americas from New Orleans cup worth a couple dollars. A Flamingo snow globe from Vegas, probably worth about $3 to $5. Statue of Liberty little cup, got that in New York, probably worth about $5 or $6. What is this? Oh, our little shot glass from Titanic, probably $3 or $4. Silver Dollar City is probably $1. It's kind of faded. And some miniature Pat O'Brien little hurricane glasses, probably worth about $4 each because they're so cool. They're cute. Chicago mug worth $1 or $2. This Germany trivet on a metal base is worth about $10. Alligator snow globes worth a couple dollars. Rainbow cups $1. These little slot machines from the casinos are probably worth $5 or $6 each. And then that little frame right there is worth about $5. So about $200 for all that stuff. And then I found a whole box of the different casino cups I saved throughout probably 20 years going to casinos. You used to get paid in nickels and quarters instead of the paper slip. Do have some vintage ones and some from hotels that don't exist anymore. So they're worth $3 each. I have 80 of them. So that's about $240 worth of the casino cups. Found some of my old sticker books from when I was in elementary school. These are so cool, but kind of in bad condition. They're not perfect or anything. But there's a couple good stickers in there you could save. And some Lisa Frank stickers. And we'll just say $5 or probably $8 for the set of 2 for some sticker books. All right, let's see. That goes to a little SpongeBob couch I still have. Here's a cool Veggie Tales calendar. I couldn't even find it on eBay, but it's probably worth about $10. And then USA Today, when the terrorist attack hit on September 11th, worth about $10. And then a Ripley's Believe It or Not brochure worth about $4. Much stuff in this box to go through. Here's a hardback book. This is a 1993 American Reunion book, and it's worth about $12. Let's see what else we can find that's good up in here. This is cool. It's a Splash brochure from Vegas, probably worth about $5 with the ticket. That doesn't exist anymore. Hawaiian Polynesian Cultural Center brochure worth $8, and a Jackie's Treasure book worth about $5. And this DuckTales book is worth about $6. And then we have a Rugrats book worth about $6. We have a Prince of Egypt book. That's probably worth about $4. And then another Prince of Egypt book worth about $4 as well. And then I found this. It's a Burger King Simpsons ad for when they came out with the dolls that everybody collected. And I figure you put a little frame in that, that's worth at least $5. Probably like $10 to a collector, but we'll say about $5 for that. And then I have a whole ton of these doll advertisements. I would say all of them together, probably about $20. A lot of them are just single sheets, but there are a couple catalogs in there as well. Book cover they gave us at school, in elementary school, and it was too nice. I didn't want to use it up, so I saved it. Got 3 mouse pads with the Twin Towers from the September 11th bombing, and they're probably worth about $3 each, so that's $9 more we can add to our total. Got this cool Tarzan book still in the package there, worth $6, and a John and Caroline book worth about $6. Readers worth about $3, and the Barbie Bazaar magazine's worth $12. These TV guides with the Incredible Hulk with a hologram on the front are worth about $5 each. And the Elvis one is worth about $5, and then the Sex and the City ones are also worth about $5 each. Got this cool Universal Studios guidebook from 1993 worth $10. Then I've just got a ton of these collecting figure magazines and price guides and stuff. But all of this stuff in here, it's not really that valuable. I would think to collectors, they would probably pay about $2 each for a lot of this. And when I count it all, I have 18 different magazines. So I'd say it's worth about $36 for this big set. But I kind of look forward to going through some of these and seeing what was collectible during some of these different years. Because like I said, it's just been in a box up in the attic probably for at least 20 years. I did continuously put stuff up there that I just didn't want to get rid of. And I'll tell you what, going through all that stuff was a lot of work. And the squirrels and mice got into some of it. I probably lost about 5% of the stuff up there. But luckily, most of it was saved. I had a lot of it in these plastic totes. All right, here's a little Beanie Baby membership kit. Probably only worth about $5. And then we've got some Beanie Baby guidebooks. And we have 3 of these, and I would think to a collector maybe $5 each, so about $15 for all of those. And then we have just a big random miscellaneous pile worth about $30. I found these ALF trading cards. I don't really know what they're worth. I'd say the whole set would be worth at least $5. And then some I Love Lucy trading cards. Probably that little set would be worth at least $3. And then I found some Simpsons card, and I guess that set would be worth about $6. And then I found a ton of Garbage Pail Kids stickers, and they're all in the sleeves. I don't have any memory of where I got these from, but I did not put them in the sleeve. So I got them from a collector or a toy shop or something. And I tried to look them up on eBay, but there are all so many different values. It depends on how rare they are. So I'm just going to say they're worth $1 each, but a lot of them are worth a lot more than that. And I have 103 of these. So I'm going to say all of these Garbage Pail Kid stickers are worth about $103 if I was to sell them, you know, individually, one at a time. If I was just to sell them in one big lot, I probably wouldn't get as much. So I would just take my time and sell these slowly. Hope this isn't boring to you. It's exciting to me because I forgot about all this stuff I saved. I have this Burger King tray mat, How to Recognize Herb. It's coming apart a little bit, but worth about $5. I got a Smurf brochure from an eyeglass company worth about $6. And then we have a couple Garfield postcards worth about $3 each. I have this 1988 Cabbage Patch Kid brochure worth $20. A Cabbage Patch Babyland brochure worth $5. A birthday card worth $10. And this cool Muppets poster is worth about $8. Then I found this vintage Barbie watch still in the box in really good condition to have been stored in the attic so long. It's worth probably about $15. In one of the last rooms I had to clean out was a storage room, and I found all these cool license plates I was going to do a craft project with, but we have 18 different ones and they're worth about $6 each, so that'd be about $108. I found a bag of vintage grapes I'm going to do something with, and they're worth about $30 for all those. And I found this really cute clothesline full of dresses worth about $10. Used to be my mom's in her bathroom.
Then I found a huge tote of Christmas decorations, and I poured it out and I went through it and kept the ones that I thought were good enough to keep. And when I added all of these up, it's at least $300 worth of Christmas ornaments, because a lot of these are like character ornaments. I saw SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents and Snow White, and it just added up. I did a garage sale and spent $1 on this Ratatouille little remote control mouse. He's worth about $6. And then in the attic, I found a 1989 Hasbro Sweetie Kitty Cat worth about $15. And then, of course, I found some more books and everything. And here's my girl Daisy trying to help. It's a little History of Barbie book worth about $12. A Spice Girls book I got for $1 at a garage sale. It's worth about $10. This was mine as a kid, the 1st of October. It's a Dr. Seuss book. It's probably worth about $5. And then we have a cool Pinky and the Brain book. It's worth about $15. It's pretty collectible. Got a little Cabbage Patch Kid book here. It's worth about $6. And then this collectible doll named Jean Marshall. This book is worth about $8. Then we have a People hardcover book of Princess Diana worth $6. A Benji book. Benji's from the 70s. He's worth about $5. An Energizer Bunny calendar. It's worth about $5. And there's Daisy again, eyeing me. Got this Merlin script book worth about $5. And we've got this collectible Wuzzles book. It's worth about $10. Then we've got these vintage placemats like Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street. I tried to look them all up, and they're worth about $8 each. I've got an Aladdin one, and then I have a couple of this Aladdin one. I forgot I had all this stuff in the attic. It's just been in here for years. A Little Mermaid placemat. And then a Beauty and the Beast. We've got this cool Simpsons book that has 8 posters inside it. It's worth about $15. Look at that girl watching me. She must need to go out. But I just love saving stuff, and I love collectible stuff. I don't know how I'll display all this at the toy museum, but I'm gonna find a way. There's my second Genie matte from Aladdin. I got a Mickey Mouse Christmas place mat, a Pocahontas mat, then another Pocahontas mat, and then Esmeralda. And then we have this Cabbage Patch Kid calendar. It's worth about $10. And then we have a Cabbage Patch Kid book. It's worth about $7. Then we've got this Garfield notebook. This was mine like in junior high school. It's got a postcard stuck to it. I'll have to see if I can get that off or not. I'll try it later. And anyway, on the inside, there's a lot of cool stickers that I had like growing up and stuff. I just stuck on notebook paper. Probably worth about $15. Got a Muppet parody of Seinfeld calendar from 1997 worth $20. A Nancy Reagan paper doll book worth about $6. And then a Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey souvenir book worth about $7. This Pee Wee Herman folder is worth at least $15. Some people had it for $40 on eBay. A Blossom paper doll book is worth about $8. This little Cinderella book's only worth about $2 because it's not in the best of shape, but I'm still going to keep it. Masters of the Universe book is worth about $8. And then we have a Space Jam book. This is worth about $10. And then we have an E.T. Presto Magic Kit. It was on clearance for just pennies there, and it's worth about $15 now. And we have an I Love Lucy calendar worth about $10. And then we have a couple of these Saved by the Bell books. These are worth about $6 each. And then we have this vintage Star Wars poster. It's worth about $15. I think I'm gonna frame that up and try to save that. Then I've got some cards I found. These are Captain Caveman, and we found some Scooby-Doo cards. And these sets are worth about $8 each. And then I found this old vintage set of Old Maid cards from 1975 worth at least $20. And then I spread these out so you can kind of see how cool these were. But Captain Caveman is a complete set. And then I also had Scooby-Doo, the complete set from War. And it's worth, like I said, about $8. Then I had these totes of dolls that I was going to make a chandelier out of. But the ones I went through that I'm going to keep are worth about $40. Found a 24 card game. It's worth about $5. And then I found these Whopperettes, little table signs from Burger King. These are so hard to find. They're worth about $12 each. I have 4 of them, but I think I'm gonna sell 2 of them. Then I found these Little Mermaid lithographs. I need to clean them up a little bit, and I would say they're probably worth about $3 each in the condition they are, but if I frame them, they'll be worth more than that. So we'll just say about $12 for that set. We have this cool Dilbert calendar. It's worth about $10. It's still sealed. And then we have an NSYNC notebook, like a binder. It's worth at least $20. And then we have a Backstreet Boys book worth about $6 and another NSYNC binder worth about $20. Some people had these listed for like $40 on eBay, but I think that's a little too much. Have a Wonder Woman comic book worth about $10 and a Battlestar Galactica comic book worth about $5. We've got this Friends Love You Warts and All book worth about $6 and this little Napoleon Dynamite pad worth about $6. And they've got a Recess book. It's worth about $6 too. We've got this NSYNC book. It's worth about $7. And then we have a Dynasty book worth about $15. And then we have a Life magazine American Parades book. It's a hardback book. It's worth about $10. And then we have a Hanna-Barbera book worth about $8. See what else we can find. We've got some office magnets. This set's worth about $7, still sealed. This Sci-Fi TV Guide edition worth about $10. This Garish Gardens Outlandish Lawns book with Elvis on the front worth about $6. A DuckTales book worth about $7. A Mickey Prince and the Pauper book worth about $5. The Mulan book's worth about $8. And then we have an Alf book worth about $7. We have a Get Along Gang book worth about $6. And then some Jimmy Neutron Valentine cards worth about $12, still sealed in the box. Have a SpongeBob AOL disc. It's probably worth about $1. We have a Hello Kitty Valentine set worth about $10. Have 2 of these, a SpongeBob Valentine's card set. They're worth $10 each. And then we have this Old Maid game worth about $6. It's a little vintage. Have an Aladdin book worth about $6. And then we have this Harry Potter poster. We actually have 2 of those from Walmart back from 2007. They're worth $8 each. And an Over the Hedge poster worth about $7. Then I found one more set of those office magnets. They're worth about $7 as well. I found this set of Austin Powers window clinking decorations worth about $15. And all this miscellaneous stuff is from different theme parks and places like that we went, and altogether all that's probably worth about $20. And then we've got this set. It's a couple doll reader magazines and some Disney catalogs and FAO Schwartz catalogs and all that, and it's probably worth about $25 for all of that if you add it up piece by piece. And then we've got a bunch of these Barbie catalogs they used to send out to people that collected, and I figure they're worth about $3 each, probably more than that, but I know people would pay at least $3 each for them, and we have 20 of these, so that's about $60 worth of these catalogs. And then we have a couple little postcards down there at the end. And then I have this whole wall of magnets. I'm going to sell most of them at our garage sale, but there's several I'm going to keep, and they're worth at least $100, the ones that I am going to keep. And then I did stop at McDonald's, and I got me one of those K-Pop Demon Hunter Happy Meal boxes, and the stickers and everything in there with the box. It's worth about $8. And then I stopped at one last garage sale to finish this out, and I got this Batman body wash bottle worth about $12, a Ryan's World worth $2, a Rapunzel jewelry box, it was $1, but it's worth about $12. And this little handmade wallet was $5, and it's worth about $13. These little Paw Patrol vehicles for 50 cents each. I figured they were $3 each. Fisher Price Little Person $2. The Minions $4. This little duck lamp someone gave me for free. It's worth about $10. It's really cute. And a vintage Peter Pan golden book worth $4. Ariel's worth $4. And then the little M&M fan and Yoda candy tube are worth $3 each. With our previous 509 videos of value in my toy collection, our collection was worth $1,318,036. And when we add up everything in this video from all of our final boxes from the attic and all this miscellaneous stuff, it's an exact $3,600 we can add to our grand total. So when we add this, our overall grand total for episode 510 that took me over 3 years to make is $1,321,636. That's what our toy collection ended up being worth. I'm so excited that I finally got it all done, and I'm sure I'm going to find more toys throughout the months and years to add to the collection. But I'm going to wrap up my videos now from valuing my toy collection with this grand total. So when people ask me, how much is this toy collection worth? I can say about $1.3 million, which is so incredible. I'm kind of proud of myself for saving this all my life. I'm 54 years old, and I've probably been saving it for about 40 years. So big applause to me for saving all this stuff. It's really impressive, and I can't wait to get the toy museum open so everybody can come in and enjoy this fabulous collection. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying with me with this journey to see what all these toys are worth. I enjoyed going through everything, seeing what it was worth, and inventorying everything. And if you want to see all the toys, I put everything on our Facebook page over the years. It's called the Toy Vault of Mississippi. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please think about doing so because it helps us grow. And now I can add all kinds of new content to our channel. So until our next video, we will see you then.